Today, I'm going to be working on cleaning up the electronics mess a little bit. For that, we'll mostly be taking a bunch of measurements here. I was wanting to time-lapse it, but number taking might be a little ASMR. I don't know. This is 40, 60. This is the power distribution boards. I guess some of these already do have boxes in CAD. It's just they're kind of scuffed boxes. And I think I'm just going to put everything in one big box. Right? That's sort of the plan. Don't need to measure these because they're in the computer, but I'm going to do it anyways. Yeah, I don't trust my CAD model to like be easy to work on. We'll probably just start from scratch. It goes like that sometimes. 30? 30? Yeah. 30, 30. This is one of the motor controller. Then we have the other motor controller where I realized it didn't need to actually be on a board. It probably should have been, but it wasn't. And so this one's smaller. This is what, 1824? 24. And we have the other power delivery board. 2040. 2040. And this is motor power. We have the actual microcontroller, which is the one that has the most complete box, which is 24 by 418 microcontroller. Okay. I think that's all the numbers I need from this for now. This limit switch obviously is separate. Not fussed about that. That out of here. And there's the measurements I need to input into CAD and arrange. And the box is done. It's time to remove supports. Oh, the mouse ears off. Here's our box. I think I might want to mount it to a piece of 2020 before I put the electronics in. Such a mess in here. Oh, here we are. I have a thing I never use, a drill block. I feel like it doesn't really matter, but you know. There we go. And now that we've done that, these just drop in. I prefer to do that than like worrying about tolerance. It's just easier, you know? Consistent. Easy from that. Okay. Here's the captain tape. Probably overkill, but you know, can't hurt. So let's try and fit this. I'm gonna unplug the limit switch because that's the only thing in this wire. Everything else, I think, should fit in here. I'll want this to be panel mounted. Go fold around a little. This probably wants to be sort of like here. I don't mind the extra strain relief, although I don't know, it might be in the way. This will go. Now, if I had done more planning, I could have given myself, you know, like mounting holes for some of this, but honestly, I think what we're going to do is foam tape. Let's go super scuff, super messy, and super stable. Get it working, hide it in a box, make it so I don't have to look in the box. And then the next time I do, I will probably decide to just like make a new clear board inside. This will just panel mount, so I don't gotta worry about that right now. This is kind of glued into its enclosure a little. This might be a disaster. The chances of this all working without me having to like troubleshoot 4 hours and hate my life are pretty low, realistically, right? Like, I am setting myself up for colossal failure with this strategy, but I'm aware of that, so it's fine. Actually, maybe these things can stay in their mini boxes. That wouldn't be all bad. Here, the power one has a socket already, and so it's gonna need to be sort of in a specific spot. Right, you can move over to the side. That might be nice. Oh, this still has a bolt underneath. Wait, maybe we can use the bolt to push it out of its box. Boop. We destroying it. So there's the high power board. Power delivery board, I mean. Some stuff unplugged from that, but we know it just unplugged from that. I'll double check the wiring later. I think I have to, you know. Maybe not tonight, but we'll get there. That's fine. I see, it's just sort of loose in its box. So let's take that out. Should have started the lid printing before starting on this work, but you know, can't always be maximally efficient. Drivers, the one I actually put on a nice board. Disconnected wire here. This one was the motor driver. Okay, it's kind of dumb to like have this be like sort of stuck down and not accessible because there's a control there. But you know, ideally it's already set correctly, so it doesn't matter at this point. Okay, yeah, this is the ESP here, which also ideally would have been on the board, but you know, you can't be bothered. My laziness knows no bounds. The ESP also is going to be wanting to be accessible, although it's not hard to redirect a USB cable, so that's not like a huge critical. Can I sort of fit it somewhere nice? Be a little low, and maybe even have a piece of tape. That's all kind of okay, except lots of stuff dangling out. But these are the motor wires, and so they also will need to be routed to the front panel and mounted there in some sort of way. That might be a thing I do like need to make a little like perf board for at some point. But yeah, I don't know if the front panel stuff's happening tonight. I think this is maybe as far as we're getting. Maybe we'll get a lid on the top. That might be nice. We've got some disconnected power cables, but can I get my motor cables going? It's 4 each. Here's one bundle. These cables, just gonna sort of hope that they don't get sucked into the enclosure too hard. And I figure out where my power cables go. This, which I'm pretty sure goes here. That looks correct. Oh, and then there were 2 cables that were going to go to this. So, let's see. This is actual ground, so this is correct. This is an actual ground. Presumably this is like high V ground, like over here. But no, it's that I also needed to pull ground for the end stop. Yeah. So then most of this I can just sort of coil up, you know. This long cable goes here. That's our end stop cable. Those are just extension, but like it's really just this set, right? This pair. This not so crazy. So yeah, I've got end stop, shutter, motor, USB for a microcontroller, and then power for the motors. And then these are just extra cables I can like just sort of put away. But these are old. I can just get rid of these boxes and stop separate. That's probably the best job I've ever done of giving myself like the right amount of squish space. So put a lid on that. You won't have to see that mess again. I'll have to design this panel, which will be a little bit of effort, but then that'll all be super clean and we can just get this mounted. Yeah, so I think I can get the lid on it tonight, and then that's where we will be calling it for the day. Here's the lid. Dry fit here. Seems good. Nice. And then I'll take it back off. Oh, that sits in there nice. Good. Because we need to is an overstatement, but we're going to. Just gonna sort of go for it though. Get some screws. This is so sad. I could be using shorter bolts. These are wildly. Oh well. We'll screw it together. There you have it. Obviously, this front panel's still a mess. We'll tackle that next time. But otherwise, it's looking good. Once this is all tidied up, that's going to be a nice enclosure. Much better than before. Cool.